You know, a lot of shows have studio audiences to give you that feeling of excitement and immediacy and the reaction of the crowd laughing at your every little goofy joke. And they actually have signs up there tell you when to applaud, tell you when to laugh. I know I've actually been part of some of these productions. It's ridiculous. But they'll usually give you some snacks. That's how they buy you. It's like, well, you give you snacks if you'll respond accordingly the way we do the signs. Well, I have my audience right here. Yeah, but they don't read. So they're not a lot of use with that. Hello, little. That's Spike. That's Riley. I'm Charlie Simons. This is Do Not Talk, talking about two things you're never supposed to talk about: religion and politics. That's what we do. Somebody has to. Too important what's going on right now. We're in an election year, in case you didn't know. There's a lot of races that are really, really important for us to win. Us, as in we conservatives, we on the right. And that's why I want you to meet as many people as I possibly can, introduce you to them. They pay me a lot of money to be on the show, as a matter of fact. And so I'm getting independently wealthy just having all these different candidates on, like you, J.W. Payne. I think you're paying me steak dinner at Cattleman's next time you're here in my area.
Ooh, yeah, I think that sounds good because I get to eat with you, right?
Exactly. Right on, buddy. Hello. So this is if you're immediately going, we have Santa Claus running for office? Yeah, basically, yeah,
Oh,
because he's donated a lot of his time, he's given a lot of his gifts, and he's ready and willing to share it with you if you only take the time to actually show up and vote in the primary election coming up March 5th. And JW is he's a he's a pretty stereotypical we the people. I know you as a truck driver. You still doing that?
I'm still doing that. I love it. And yes, I still do Santa Claus too. I mean, started that in 1984 when I was 14 years old. Of course, without the beard, had a fake one. I've been lucky, been blessed for the last 13 years being the Santa Claus at the Monterey Wharf, giving a lot of Christmas joy.
That's cool, buddy. You have you're one of my heroes, and that you're one of the people who say there's a lot of really bad stuff going on, and I don't know how to fix it, so I'm just going to run for office. And there's a whole bunch of us now stepping up, going, "Yep, I'm running. My hat's in the ring. That's it. I'm going for it." And it's an education, isn't it? You get run through the mill, and you see how sausage is made, and it just kind of puts you off of chorizo, doesn't it?
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, we had a meeting just sorry, Zoom meeting just yesterday with I think it was over 15 people in the state of California, first time running for a major office. Because we're just tired of, like you just said, the junk. We are trying our best to focus on the community, and the community is that's my campaign. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, but man, I know there's a lot of people just tired of all the noise and not getting things done for. You mentioned that. I love your intro. You were talking about there's two things we don't talk about: politics and religion. Well, right now I'm in the office at the church building right now talking about politics. So I guess we're both in trouble today.
I love it. I think that's fantastic. One decides what life is going to be like here on Earth. The other one decides what it's going to be like when we leave it.
Amen.
Kind of important. Kind of important. What are you running for? Yeah, and what did you run for before, and what did you learn from that?
Well, I jumped into a race called the State Assembly. Is That's what I'm doing right now, District 29. If you know that area, that's from Monterey County, Santa Cruz County, Santa Clara, and also Santa Cruz and San Benito. If you look on a map, Highway 101 from Morgan Hill, bottom Morgan Hill, all is past King City, and then you have Watsonville and the whole state, the whole county of San Benito. And yes, you and I met, I think like 2 years ago when I ran for a little office called Secretary of State. And it
Yeah,
was
kind of big.
experience.
I bet.
I well, when you get involved in politics, then people come up to you and say, listen, we need someone as conservative and a Christian values to run. Would you run for Secretary of State? And I'm going to be honest with you. When they called me at 12 o'clock on Thursday night, and it was the last day before you sign up, I had to look on my phone and see what was the job of the Secretary of State, because most people don't really know what her job is. And it's a very important job.
Or
It's
his
making
job.
sure. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying hers right now, because she still has the job, but that job is to make sure are equal and also done right.
And
So
big
yes,
on controlling elections, which is why it's so important for the Democrats to have one of their fellow demons holding that office. And
correct,
unfortunately,
and that's why
they won.
you see, unfortunately that's the reason they went after me so well, because I was not in the party that they wanted. They wanted someone they could control, and you can't control Santa. Come on, you know.
So what are you running for now? Because we got to come out and vote for you in the primary election on March 5th. It's imperative that we do this. What are you running for and where?
I'm running for a state assembly in District 29.
29.
That is so important because we have 4 different counties I'm going to be representing. 4 different counties, and we have a gentleman that's running it now that is going to be, you ready for this? The Speaker of the House. So he has over $5 million already set aside for all these different elections that you could carry over that money. So I've been telling people, listen, man, if you could send me $29 for District 29, I'll take that $29. You want to spend $129? I'll take $129. I will take whatever you have. But man, prayers and money is what I need right now.
We've been talking a lot about central committees, your county central committees, your GOP committees that are, getting behind, vetting people like JW and going, yep, we can get behind this guy. Have you gotten any of those endorsements?
I have endorsements of the Monterey County. I have the endorsement of Santa Cruz.
Right.
And right now, the county I live in, because I was chair of this county, the other chair that is on it, he doesn't like me, but that's okay. I love him because the Lord tells me to love him. I did not get their endorsement yet, but
it helps. It does help because they send out those mailers, and I've received many of them over the years. They send out those mailers. This is who we are recommending that you vote for, because once you register as a Republican, you're on their mailing list. And but please don't let that keep you from registering to vote. And if you're not registered to vote, JW, a third of the population in California, at least those who are here legally, claim to be Christian. Only about 40% of those are even registered to vote. That's appalling. If just we believers and followers of Christ Jesus actually did our civic duty and stepped up and got involved, we could flip this whole state right back around and get it on the course of God, family, country, which is what California used to be all about. But it's been so polluted and so controlled by so much money, and it now seems to be run by the Communist Party, for heaven's sake, of China. I mean, Newsom and Xi, best bed buddies.
It's funny you say that, because anytime you, right now as a Republican or someone conservative, you think of our governor, the first thing you think of is, yes, China, but that first thing that we see every day is our homeless problem. Now, I believe that the Bible tells us to give someone a hand up, not just a hand out. And that is one of the reasons it's so important in my cause, is to get the homeless people, find out why they're there, and then work on those different things. If they got a drug issue or alcohol, let's work on that. If you need a job, let's find some skills for you. If you need to get cleaned up to find a job, let's help you with that. Not just throw money at it and have a poop app and just say, okay, we just know where not to step.
I'll never forget Ron DeSantis in that debate with Governor Hairdo, uh, holding up the poop map. This is an actual map of where you avoid human feces and
It's
Newsom's.
sad. You could get that on your cell phone when you're walking in San Francisco.
It's an
When I
actual
have
app.
people, it is. I tell people when you come over to visit us from a different state, make sure one, take care of and put your wallet in the front pocket, and the second thing is you buy yourself the poop app if you're going to San Francisco because it's really sad. Now, personally, before I was into a Christian home, my mother was homeless. And so homeless is really important to me because I believe that we could help a lot of people because I would not be where I am if the church did not take this noisy, raunchy. Oh wait, I'm talking about myself. Yes, one of those little kids and got them into the religion, and I'm very happy that the church did that for me. My second thing is I truly believe that schools. It's going to scare a lot of people. Teachers need to just teach. Forget all this political stuff. Forget talking about boys being a girl and yada yada. Get back to kindergarten is ready for preschool. Preschool is ready for junior high. Junior high is ready for high school. And then guess what? If you can't go to college or you don't want to go to college, at least have enough skills that can start a job or go to a tech school. There's a lot of people like myself who is a truck driver, and I did go to college. So much happier just driving a truck. We need to help our
The
kids.
California Teachers Association is one of the largest, if not the largest, unions when it comes to just size and power in the nation. And they have no interest in just teaching how to read, write, and arithmetic. And that's obvious in the fact that we are in almost every category in public education and test scores last place.
Yep.
We're worse than
It's
Mississippi. We're last place in a whole bunch of categories. Yet Governor Hairdo went to Washington, D.C. to accept some kind of an award for quality of education for the state of California. It was nothing but a photo op as he throws his jacket over his shoulder. Look how slick I am. Look how cool I am. I'm JFK. Check me out. This is abysmal, and it can't continue. And we're on such a bad course, JW. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel right now. So that's why I'm imploring you, my fellow Californians, my fellow believers in Christ Jesus, my fellow conservatives, please get registered to vote and show
amen.
up at the primary election on March 5th. Wherever you live, show up. If you want to vote by mail, go ahead and vote by mail. I would really love to encourage you, though, to show up and vote in
Right.
person. Less chance of little cheating here, little cheating there. I know people in the Postal Service who have confessed to me, JW, check this out. Unions are basically just the redheaded stepchild of communism. You have a lot of employees who they know where their bread is buttered, and they are going to do everything they can to protect their little phony baloney jobs and their little fake positions of unsustainable power. And they are going to lose your ballot between your mailbox where you put it in there with good confidence that somebody's going to care to get it to where it's supposed to go. It will never make it there. There are letter carriers. You have a flag in front of your house. You have a Trump sticker on your car. That ballot's
Hmm.
not going to make it to the post office, and it's certainly not going to go anywhere from there. It's going to get disappeared. It's going to get Hillary Clinton suicided. That ballot's not going to show up. That's happened and will happen again because you have a whole lot of zealots who worship the government with these cushy government jobs, making more money than you and I would in the private sector if we were doing the same job. And don't forget there's cushy, nice, wonderful benefits. These are the people who are delivering your ballot from your home to the post office, and it's not getting there. That's why I'm telling you, please show up and vote in person.
I totally agree with you. Make sure you show up. and make sure you personally put that ballot in. It's so important. But I want to make sure everybody know this. I know you know this, but let's make sure your audience know. I am a Teamster truck driver, and I want to tell you a little bit real quick about. I just spoke to. I'm not allowed to say it, but it starts with a U and it starts with the S, and there's another letter in the middle there. A group in San Jose, and one of the young men said, "Hey, you're a Republican?" And I said, "Son, hold on. I'm looking at 40 of you guys, and I can guarantee you half of them are registered Republican." So I want you to know, not all union members, and same thing with the teachers, not all the teacher, they're tired of this, because when you allow that organization, and I'm talking about the union, I'm probably going to get shot. Let me look around. No, I'm in the church. That's okay. I'll be safe if I get shot. But they're not all bad.
They're not what? Your
union,
microphone keeps dropping out.
Not all the union members are all bad, but the men above, that's in the corporate part of the unions, some of them just kind of scare me. You know, hey, you're gonna vote
The higher
this way
ups,
if you don't
the
vote
higher ups
this way.
who have been
The
elected
higher
by
ups.
union members, by the way, not paying attention. Well, that guy looks good, sounds good, and promised that we were going to get a nice soda machine in our lounge. So I'm going to vote for him or her. And those are the people at the top now who are running your unions at the behest of the Communist Party. I'm quite convinced of that. I'm sorry if
I have to agree with you.
offend you or any of your Teamster brothers and sisters, but if they were actually to sit back and do a little thoughtful reflection on it, would probably agree with me.
I just want to make sure, some of those union brothers are listening to him. I don't want them to feel insulted, but I think they understand too. The smart ones that look at what's the unions backing up versus the ones, like, for instance, let's use Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump in
In what?
Nevada.
Your microphone keeps dropping out. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take this out and see if this will work, okay?
Okay. Just hold it in front of your mouth. If your microphone is actually in the earpiece, just hold it in front of your mouth like that.
All right. Is that better?
For now. Yeah.
For now.
Until you drop out. So anyway, let's take Donald Trump in New York.
Okay, so let me tell you about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, the Union State of New York, Teamsters, and the women of the Teamsters voted for Donald Trump, not the higher up people, not the ones that's in the, but the men and the women who work the jobs. They're the ones that's going to vote. So those are the ones that I'm speaking to. The hard workers, the ones that need to understand that, listen, I'm representing you, not the Teamsters, not the company, you
Me
personally.
Too. And having been a member, and having been a union member before too, when I worked for ABC, I had to join AFTRA, which is now part of SAG. And they actually elected me to be shop steward, which is hilarious, because they knew I was going to shake it up in those meetings. And they go in there and start talking about, well, we're going to make them pay this for us, and we're going to make them pay for us to do not that work anymore, and so on. And my response was, how is that sustainable? How are they going to stay? How are they going to stay competitive against other sources of media? Oh, well, that's for them to worry about. No. It's for you to worry about, because it's your job that it's happening now in fast food service industry in California, where that horrible thing that some of you call a governor has now said that everybody's a fast food worker, you get $20 an hour. So how do the fast food companies, if they're going to stay viable, if they're going to keep their doors open, keep power going to the lights, they're going to have to go automated. They're going to have to go automated, and they're raising their prices, and absolutely, and they find ways to get around hiring union employees or anybody that says, you have to pay this certain amount, even though, again, not sustainable. So I'm not talking to my fellow union members either, other than just to say, get involved in the elections and actually pay attention to
Correct.
those.
You
It's a good
be
start
community, and that's the key thing
in your
is
union.
community.
Yeah.
You're part of a communion. You know, I'm at church. I'm starting to talk communion. Your community. You're part of a community, and a community doesn't care. If my house caught on fire, I'm going to be honest with you. I know the Democrat who is a total Biden lover would run over and make sure my kids and myself were safe. You understand? Community is where we need to look at. We got to forget this party stuff. We need to make it better for the state of California. And that's the problem that is we've been having so many people talk about for them, only for them. I need to do it because I want this. I don't look at it I look at it as we. I hear the people. They're done with having the border. Okay, I'm going to skip to a different subject right here. The border. Now, I worked in the migrant workers. You know, my family had a ranch. I worked hand in hand, 105 degrees in the Central Valley, working with
Yeah.
migrant workers. And guess what?
Oh yeah.
They
I've
worked.
been there. I've been there.
And they kept. So you know what I'm talking about. Now the problem we have now is like recently on Fox News they were talking about this guy. It was running over the border, and he goes, "Where you go?" The guy interviewed, "Where you going?" You don't know me now, but you will know me later. Scares me because we don't know who's coming in our country. We're not having it where you come in, fill out the paperwork, we get to know you, we allow you to come in. We're just saying, open that door. Come on in. Please come on in. Here, let me go ahead and give you all this stuff. I'm not getting free stuff.
JW, I
Free
used to
stuff.
think that I was convinced that they're not undocumented workers or undocumented Democrats. That's what this is all about, is to change the voter rolls, because they know the majority of these people are coming from socialist governments anyway. So they're going to vote to whatever party that's going to keep the freebies coming, to take care of them from cradle to grave. That's the bottom line. That's what so many of these people are pouring across the border for, are for the freebies. Yeah, it's completely true. But now I'm realizing, no, it's much deeper and much darker than that. This is all about the whole complete chaos, collapse of the system, a do-over, a great reset, as the WEF demons call it. So that great reset is going to cause everything to completely collapse, and then they get to
Right.
build it the way they want from there, with their digital
Well,
currency and
I'm
their
going to tell you,
Star Trek utopia and their one world government. I really think that is because it was the United States that was keeping them from really implementing the whole one world government thing. We were the ones who were always standing in the way. President Trump threw a wrench in the works. They did not see that coming. They never thought that that was going to happen, but it did. And he has woken up so many of us to the fact that these people are not our friends. They're not our buddies. They're not, oh, well, we just need to get along with them. We need to find common ground. There's no common ground at this point, JW. We need people like you. We need strong people running for office. We need strong people winning. And you can win if we show
right.
up come March 5th at the primary and actually vote for you and people like you. And in the meantime, you're not getting a lot of money. The Democrats are
No.
getting all kinds of money coming in from other states. They're supporting races against people like you because they know where they are, their person is solid. So they give their money to people running against you. So
And
we
there's
got
so
to
many
we got
different ways to help us.
I like what you said about the $29 for the 29th district. I like that. That's smart.
It's very simple. You can look up me as my website is helpjw.com. Again, that's help, like because we need help in this state. jw.com. And then the other one, you could bring it up there. We did it as a little joke, but everybody loves it. It's Bring the Pain. And pain is spelled like my last name, PAINE. So Bring the Pain. Those are the two ways you can go to my website. And you go to that website, you go up in the upper top, what it looks like. I just found out a couple of days ago, those three little lines up there, that's called a hamburger. You hit that hamburger, you go in there, you put your information. If you whatever you want to donate, I don't care if you donate $1. I will take that dollar and make it work. Because if we do not get volunteers, we do not get people that hear our messages, that we are tired of not using the community as just a dump. And that's what we're doing. We're using it as a dump. People are just coming in here, doing what they want to do.
It's all about ultimately, again, tearing everything down and then rebuilding it the way they want, the Star Trek utopia. But we need Santa Claus standing in their way, stopping things. Right on. J.W. Payne, thank you, my friend. And I wish you all the best. And anything we can do to help on our end, count on us here on Do Not Talk.
Thank you very much. Also, if you want to find me on Facebook, it's JW4 State Assembly 29.
JW4, the word for?
The word for
okay.
State Assembly 29.
Okay.
That's on my Facebook.
All right. I'll find you. And we'll promote it. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm Charlie Simons. This is Do Not Talk, talking about two things you're never supposed to talk about, religion and politics. And we're on all the major platforms except YouTube. So if you've been watching me for any length of time, yeah, that's a given. I'm surprised they let them on as long as they did. I'd love to have your support, too, of this show at do-not-talk.com. You can find a way to give there. You can also click on store, buy some merchandise, and you'll be helping us stay on the air. And we can use it, especially in this election year. No, I don't charge any of these candidates for coming on. I don't charge any of these people anything for anything. This is all for you. This is my ministry. This is my gift. I just know nobody else is going to do it. So thank you for your time. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. But most importantly, may America bless God.